flat. Well, yeah, every move you got to do that. But hang on, why are we wrapping around? What? That's not an attacking move. Off this into the space left by the defenders. Oh, I thought this was going to be a play for a drop off, leading into a wrap, and then what? No, a switch on phase. No. Hey guys, Tom here from Touchscreen, and today we're doing something a little bit different. We're going to talk about a scenario that's very far-fetched, and right now it would never happen, but I want you to just imagine that you've just shown up to training, your first training session for your brand new touch team, rep level, whatever level, elite, whatever you can think of, but you've just shown up for your first session, you're just putting your boots on, and you go, so who's the coach? And the answer is, your coach is AI. The current state of artificial intelligence is going to be coaching your team. So I want to find out how much AI knows about the game of touch football, touch rugby, wherever you are on the globe. So I couldn't think of a better AI platform than ChatGPT right here. Ask it some questions and see how it would process when I prompt it to coach a touch football team. So we'll start with, we've got to start off being polite. Well, it helps when I actually have the keyboard there. So hello, and let's see what it says. Hello, how can I assist you today? Do you know of the sport touch football? Now we're going to get see if it actually knows about the sport before we ask him about it. All right, so it's giving me a couple of rules. Key features of touch football include, and it's probably got a lot of other stuff. Variant of rugby league, that's correct. Scores tries, touchdowns. So it's saying that the tries are touchdowns. That's the way they used to be called. They used to be called, well, in Australia, they used to be called touchdowns. Now they're just called tries, just to coincide with rugby league terminology. So key features of touch football include teams typically consist of 6 players on the field. Correct. Matches are short, usually 2 20-minute halves. That's traditional touch football. In Australia, the games are, in New South Wales, they're played actually like a straight turnaround. So there's no half time, and when you score, you change directions. Queensland, they still play half times, and Australia-wide, they play half times as well where they can. The emphasis is on speed, agility, and teamwork rather than physical strength. 100% correct, even though it is a little bit vague. And at the bottom, it says, are you a player, fan, or just curious about it? Let's just say I am a player. Can you tell me some, let's go, advanced attacking moves? Moves, I guess. Let's see how knowledgeable they are when I go even deeper into the game. Oh, it's thinking. That's awesome. I like the way ChatGPT tries to make it sound more human. Righto, let's I can see straight from the start, number 2, Peel. It's got a bit of New Zealand about it. That's awesome. Since you're a player, let's explore some advanced attacking moves you can use to outsmart defenders in touch football. I love it. I love that. Let's outsmart the defense. That's always good. So number 1, quickie. Probably the most commonly used attacking play in the game. I don't know if I would consider this advanced, but this is a short, let's see what its version of the quickie is. A short pass to the player closest to the ball, usually a middle or link. That's true. You can run a quickie with your link. We call it a punish. I have a video on it. Followed by the passer wrapping around to receive the ball again. What? Why are you wrapping? What? Tip: time the move to catch defenders offside or flat. Well, yeah, every move you got to do that. But hang on, why are we wrapping around? Because if you run a quickie, I know there's a small time and a place for this. If you have the certain caliber, you can do a quickie wrap. I have a video about quickie wrap, but me personally, I'll never do quickie wraps. Short side quickie especially. Short pass to a player closest to the ball. If you get the ball at a quickie, you are in front of the offside player. That person next to you then wraps around you. They're in front of the offside player. Now you've got the ball and you're in front of the onside middle. So why would you don't want to be there? You don't wrap, okay? Unless you have mastered the quickie and you specifically have reasons to wrap, don't do that, okay? Not a good start, ChatGPT. Let's keep going. Switch. The ball carrier changes direction abruptly, cutting behind a teammate who's running a decoy line. You know what that sounds like? An obstruction. It sounds like you don't have the ball anymore because you've just ran around your player. A switch. The ball carrier changes direction abruptly. Now, I'm imagining what it says is when you're the ball player, you're just running. Like, I can run that way. And it's the person that's going to receive the ball changes direction abruptly and runs behind you. They haven't got the ball yet. They're not the ball carrier. They're getting the ball. When they run behind you, you then give them the ball. So the angle goes from full speed this way to full speed that way. And the defense cannot stop, start, run again because of that action. That is a switch. Peel, it's not a peel. Peel is more the wrap. But communication is key. Use this to force defenders to hesitate or switch assignments. Okay, we can go with that. Zigzag or a split. I imagine you dump the ball, you move to the side, you split. But let's see what it says. The ball carrier steps hard to one side and passes quickly to a teammate who's cutting into the space provided. So I'm imagining you get... What? This is supposed to be advanced touch football plays, and you are telling me to pass the ball to someone who can run into a gap. Tip, look for gaps in the defensive line and keep the ball alive with quick hands. That's not an attacking move. That's just running where there's no defenders. I don't understand that. I'm not going to bother with that one. Let's go to the next. ML. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. An ML. A middle player drives forward, then releases a short ball to the link, running a sharp line at pace. We're missing a bit here. There's a bit more to it than that. Tip, use this move to target slower defenders. Well, you could use any move to target slower defenders, really. Okay, ML, they've kind of left half of it out because a middle player drives forward, then releases a short ball to the link. Okay, no. The middle drives forward and dumps the ball, splits infield, the dummy half pops it to the link, wraps around the link with the link running onto that ball. That's an ML. I have videos on the ML. We're missing some here, ChatGPT. Anyway, wrap play. Oh, man. The passer follows their pass by running behind the receiver to create an overlap or confusion in the... Okay. That's an old school play. This was a play used back when it was either 7-a-side or before they introduced the rule where the defensive line must move forward. And that was all about late switches and wrapping around your play and moving the defenders around to chase you as much as possible until a hole was eventually formed. That's the wrap play. The closest I can think of a wrap play now is an ML or a rooster. You do see pop, wrap around. But as far as calling it as a wrap, we don't really anymore, unless we're just like talking about rucking or something like that. Drop-off play. Just notice they've got a drop-off play here. Let's see what this is. The ball carrier engages the defense and passes to a trailing teammate who drops off into the space left by the defenders. Oh, I thought this was going to be a play for a drop-off. Use this near the... Oh. No. The ball carrier engages the defense and passes to a trailing teammate who drops off into the space. Again, you are just saying, I'm going to run with the ball and I'm going to pass it to a defender who's running with me. Hopefully there's a space there. There's more to it than that. Check out the ninja play by Peter Walters in the 90s. There's so much more to it than that. There's different angles that you have to run to open that gap for the space. It's not just about running into the space. What are you going to do to get that space? And a lot of times it is the late switch, or it could be the wrap. Oh, I thought you're onto something. I thought I was going to actually learn something very valuable about what we can do in a drop-off, but no. Phase play. Okay, they're going to talk about pretending like running a play, but then going into another dump. Surely. Set up for multiple plays in a row. Yes. Such as a quickie leading into a wrap and then what? No. A switch on phase? No. Because when you run a phase, that gets you the numbers. Why would you then switch back if you already had the numbers? That's crazy that you would even think. And then wrap? Why would you put all that emphasis in a wrap, which is designed to create numbers, when you already have the numbers from that is what a phase does. A phase gets you numbers by making the defense think that they can shut you down, but all of a sudden, tricked ya, we're going again. I've got a video on second phase, and that's not it. Well, it is kind of. You set up multiple plays in a row. Like you do need an extra touch to do a phase play. But a quickie leading it, you can do it from a quickie, but it just leads into a dump. Like you just dump on the player that's shut down, which means you have a man overlap on that side that they shut down from. You just pass the ball. Oh man, long ball to the wing. I'm not even going to read that. That's just a long pass. That's not a tactic. The wing is in the clear. Just throw it to the winger. Step and go. It's really advanced there, ChatGPT. Would you like to know more detail of any of these moves or tips for improving execution? What about a sweeper? How do I run a sweeper? And then we'll get into some defense. How do I run a sweeper? Running a sweeper play in touch football is an excellent way to create space and confuse the defense. Like every move. All right. Let's see if we can get this right. Set up play. Position a middle or link player as the initiator of the move. Okay. Normally this would be a middle, but if you can do it with a link, we call that a Cindy or a cowboy or whatever you want to call it. It's just where the middle sweeps instead of the link. The sweeper. Another player, typically a middle or a link. Okay, so if the link's got the ball, it's a middle sweeping. If the middle's got the ball, it's a link sweeping. Begins slightly behind and to the side of the ball. Oh, okay, so that's the sweeper. Yeah, well, you do have to be behind and you do have to be to the side, because if you're behind them already, the wrong person will make the touch. Because essentially, if you're standing behind someone in touch football, you may as well just not even be there. You may as well just have 5 on the field. So yeah, you always want to be side by side until they're about to dump the ball, and then you can start your sweep. You can be tight, but you don't want to be standing behind. Because if you're a link and you're sweeping and you're already behind the middle, then your defensive link, who they don't want to dump the ball on, will just come up and make the touch because there's no threat in front of them because you're not where you're supposed to be. The lead up. The ball carrier, let's just pretend it's a middle. The ball carrier runs forward to engage the defense and commits a defender, usually one of the opposing middles. Correct? While the ball carrier engages the defense, the sweeper play starts their loop from the side and behind the play, timing their run approach at speed. Yes. Yeah, I'm going to give that one a big tick. Hopefully a little tick came up there. That would be cool. Okay, So, but what does engage defense mean? Okay, so if you want a sweeper to come around to the left side, you angle your dump going the other way, 1, to create space for that sweeper, and 2, to run the defense in the wrong way before you run that sweeper. Because if you're making them go this way, I've got to check out my sweeper setup video, the Halo, what I've been told it's called. Make them run this way only for the sweeper to come this way. They should get a 3-on-2, essentially. If you've got great defensive shape, then they can pull corner and then you just step back. So lead up, that's okay. Plenty of videos out there on sweepers. The sweeper movement. Okay, the sweeper runs in a curved arc behind the ball carrier and calls for the ball as they loop toward open space or defensive gap. Okay, now we're getting, this is actually starting to sound pretty accurate. The sweeper aims to collect the ball while running at full speed. Yes, run fast, basically. And that's just going to come down, if it's not working, it's going to come down to timing. Just do it over and over again. You'll get a feel for the guys playing the ball, the guy giving you that pop pass. And the more you run it, the faster you will get at it. And yeah, so if the defender looks like they're going to chase you down, step back. If you've smoked them, continue running outwards on your sweep. Oh, the decision. The sweeper has two primary options upon receiving the ball. I wonder if that's just the two that I said. Excuse me. Attack the gap. Do that in any move. If the defenders don't adjust quickly, the sweeper accelerates into the space between the defenders, aiming to score or set up a teammate. The defenders don't adjust quickly. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, when you're sweeping around, the guy that makes the touch, all you got to do is beat them. If they're slow to get out of the touch or start chasing you, and you're already running fast, just keep running fast. They won't catch you. And if those two players on that short side have to come in, then you pass. Simple. If they close that gap, they've left the gap open. Throw the ball there. If the defense shifts to cover the sweeper, they can pass the ball to a teammate running a support line. Perfect. Okay, now we're getting somewhere, ChatGPT. Now we're not talking absolute smack. Often the winger or the link. I'm okay with this, okay? If you want to know about a sweeper, feel free to ask ChatGPT. They somewhat know what they're talking about. Key tips for success. Timing, yes. Sell the movement, well, yeah, if you run fast, it sells itself. Communication, always. Okay, it's the thing about when you're sweeping and you're behind, like if I'm the dummy half, I cannot see you. You're behind me sweeping around. Okay, so a little yep or ball or just say something and I'll be able to, through hearing, I will be able to know where you are. Okay, because if you're behind me, I will know if you're to the left or the right side if you say something. Just the way it is. Change the angle. The difference between a good sweeper and a great sweeper is one of my videos, and that talks perfectly about angle changing. So again, well done to ChatGPT. You can be our specialist sweeper coach. Example user case. We won't worry about that. All right, let's see how they go with defense. What about some advanced defensive policies? Policies, question mark. This is going to be tricky. Let's see what they talk about here. Oh, talking a lot. Need some water. It's been a hard trainer session with ChatGPT. Okay. Advanced defensive policies in touch football can give your team a major edge by improving structure, communication, and adaptability. Okay, what it's saying there is if you have a defensive policy, that is going to really help you because it's very easy for your whole team to be in sync with each other and on the same page. That's why it's good to have a defensive policy and just not rely on, if you make a touch, if they're in front of you, just make the touch. So yes, having a defensive policy, that is pretty practical. It's what most teams would be doing. Line integrity. All right. Principle. Maintain a flat defensive line at all times. No. Avoid players rushing up unevenly or falling behind, as this creates gaps for the attackers to exploit. No, it doesn't. That is not... Okay. If you have a flat defensive line and you go up together, guess what happens when one of you makes the touch? You're all offside. That's not good. Someone will pick up the ball and just run past all six of you. Guaranteed. Someone fast, dummy half, run through yous, toast. Don't do that. Okay? You can go a couple of steps as a line. All right? But then you want to actually have players nominate. Usually the middles. You want to have the middles probably, it's more safer to go up a bit faster than everyone else. And then when someone's about to make a touch, everyone get out of there. Because the idea is you want to be onside as quickly as possible. In attack, you want them offside. But in defense, you don't want to be 7 meters offside every time there's a touch. So don't do that. Don't use the communication up together Oh, that is a rugby thing. You can use that when you're first starting out in touch football, when you're like 9 or 8 years old, learning about doing things as a team, but not an advanced. Like, come on, I'm asking for advanced ChatGPT. Shut defense. Shut down defense. I assume it means shut down defense. So this is going to talk about how when one side is compromised, like you're working in two sides, so 3 and 3 are working in independent units. If one side is compromised and offside, everything else just gets completely sort of blitzed, I guess if you're talking NFL, or shot at by the onside side or the open side. They just come in, they fly in, and they just destroy everything. So what is it? Defenders compress inwards to shut down attacking plays early, particularly against inside runners. Now, if you read that, you would think that any defender, regardless of what side you're on, would just fly in. No. Like I said, so when to use against team that rely on quickies, wraps. See, no. You're asking for trouble if you do this. If you run a quickie and the defense just all fly in at that quickie, all you have to do is just lob the ball up in the air to your link or to your winger, and it's a try. Shut down defense. If you have 3 here and 3 here, okay, you're defending the line. 1-3 goes up. The other 3 get back on side. These guys are all off. Let's just imagine they're all offside. So they just want to just make sure that nothing is going to be beat on this outside of them, because obviously we can't get around there to help. So if they're just going to worry about this side, these 3 step up and just shut down anything that just comes back at them. All right, so we have 3 and 3. If these guys are up, they're just protecting the side that they're defending. Well, these 3 step up. All right, these 3 are up, and it's just makes the touch, swap. That's the best I can do on camera like that. Slide defense. This is another rugby term. What is it? A lateral shifting motion where the defensive line moves together towards the ball carrier. This is only good on the 5th touch. What I mean by that is if you've made the touch, they've gone over the mark, they've scored a try, they're walking back to the line, you're all set in defense, and it's the 5th play of the ball, they can't dump the ball again. That is when you go as a line. They can't dump the ball. It doesn't matter if you're offside after the touch. You go as a line and you slide together the best you can. All right? You just don't want to create any gaps in the middle. Eventually, every time they throw the ball, they've got to throw the ball backwards. So you're just going to turn defense into attack by that. So yes, slide defense. Corner defense. This could be pulling corner when you make the touch. You have whatever side you have the least amount of defenders on, you want to shape that way and cover that side. What is it? Defenders turn their body slightly towards the sideline rather than square. Yes. Not just any sideline though. It's like I said, the sideline with the least amount of teammates. Near the try line. Yes. Where you want to funnel attackers away from... No. You want to... It says you want to funnel attackers away from the middle? Well, the whole point of pulling a corner is to funnel them back into the middle. Like where you've got more defenders who are onside. I guess some people, they want them to go take on short side because they're confident that they'll run them down. But the whole point of pulling corner is so they can't get you on the short side and they have to go back into the middle. So... don't know what's going on there. Defensive reads, anticipating plays. That's just instinctive. That's not a policy. Identify attacking patterns based on players' positioning and movement. That's just, like I said, that's instinctive. Defensive roles. Double touch. Now this is advanced. When you're running a sweeper, okay, they'll want to get one middle up, pass, get the other middle up for the sweeper, have 2 middles up. Double touch is where that one middle, as soon as they pass, he goes to the other side and makes the touch so they can't get the other middle up. What is it? Let's see if they're right. What is it? 2 defenders coverage on the ball carrier, applying pressure and limiting options. No. ChatGPT. No. Two defenders converge on the ball carrier, applying pressure and limiting options. That's not double touch. Okay, that is two people doing a single touch. Okay, a double touch means twice the amount of touches from one person. We call that hunting. I'm not saying that's bad, it's just not what it's called. Hunting is when you get two middles that go up and apply pressure, cut away time, so that way you, as an attacker, you've got to dump the ball straight away, or you try to buy time, but again, you're going backwards and you're moving away from the 7. And only when there's a touch about to be made, then the other one middle drops back. We call that hunting our middles, and it's very aggressive style of defense, but quick thinking attack can sort of exploit that. Not a double touch. Defensive reset, that's not a policy. Communication systems. Okay, so they're saying they just have certain terminology to use. Up, move forward in line, makes sense. Slide. To be honest, a really good policy, you don't really have to talk much at all. Fitness and discipline. Would you like me to suggest specific drills to practice? Okay, what is a good drill to practice? I'll do it with a C. Line defense. Why isn't that with a C? Spelt it wrong. Defensive shuffle and shut drill. To practice maintaining a flat defensive line. No. The flat defensive line is only for the fifth touch when they can't dump the ball. Why would you? And we do practice that. The teams I coach practice that. It's called 6-on-4. You have 6 attackers and you have 4 defenders. The attackers have 2 minutes to score as many tries as they can on the line. But the catch is, if they get touched, the defenders have 3 seconds to get back on side. They cannot dump the ball. So that promotes the massive slide, covering those holes. The attacking movements. You got 4 defenders, they got 6 attackers. That's how we practice defending in the line. Because if they can't bust through a 6-on-4, 6-on-6, they got no chance. But anyway, I'm going to leave it for now. ChatGPT, I'm going to give you a 4 out of 10. You were pretty on the money with your sweepers. We're going to come back soon. I might ask for some more drills, but might actually use a different AI. But let me know what you thought of this. My brain's hurting now. I would prefer if ChatGPT was not my coach. Let me know what you thought of ChatGPT's effort, and it's free. Give it a go. Ask what you want about touch football with ChatGPT. To be honest, it's not the biggest sport in the world, so I'm surprised ChatGPT knows as much as it does. But thanks for watching, guys, and I really appreciate the support.